Chapter 64. Jen. I can't stop the tears. It's like the floodgate has opened. Sorry, I mutter, getting up clumsily and heading for the toilets. All I can think, over and over, is this. It's me. I've been the elder brother, refusing to forgive my mum. But I've been the younger son too, trying to do everything my own way and ignoring the feeling that I need to forgive her if I'm going to move on with my life. I fumble in a cubicle for some toilet roll and bury my face in it. Ugly crying isn't like it in the movies, where you might possibly have a leaked line of mascara. I'm soaked with snot and tears, and I don't know where it all comes from, and sobbing is like trying to inhale and exhale at the same time. It leaves you breathless. Jen? Mattie's voice sounds tentative. Do you mind if I come in here? I can't stop crying to answer. She follows the noise and pushes at the cubicle door, which creaks towards me. Oh dear, she says sympathetically, putting an arm around my shoulders and shuffling me out of the cubicle. There. She hugs me and envelops me in her silk scarf and strong perfume. I try to regain control of my shuddering body. You cry if you need to, she says, patting my back. It takes some minutes before I can speak. I'm sorry, I apologise, in the inexplicable way that we all do, like there's a global conspiracy to hide all emotions from view. My mum died 10 years ago. It's very hard to forgive her. I cover my face with my toilet tissue towel, which by now is pretty soggy and shredded. I'm so sorry to hear that, Mattie says. She watches me blow my nose and grabs another toilet roll. Why is it so hard? I ask, not really expecting an answer. The question dies into the silence. A few years ago, Ben and I were on the brink of divorce, Mattie says. He had an affair and I just felt like I hated him. Steve's dad is an experienced marriage counsellor, so we agreed to see him before we made a final decision. Ben was distraught. He was so sorry and wanted to put things right, but I just didn't know how we could move forwards. What changed? I ask, meeting her eyes. This. Mattie holds out her necklace, a gold chain with a cross pendant. My mother left me this when she died. I was sat at my dressing table, going through my jewellery box, and I found it. I just held it in my hand and I found myself crying. Her eyes are glistening now, and I feel fresh tears in my own. I remembered a verse I learned as a child. While we were still sinners, Christ died for us. It made me see Ben differently. I'm a sinner too, not just him. My heart started to change. And you forgave him? She smiles. Yes, though it took a long time to trust him again. And here you are, getting married again. I smile back. Steve's right though, Mattie says. You have to forgive each other all the time. It's not a one-off. There will always be ways that you hurt each other. I wear this necklace to remind myself that his love never runs out for me. That gives me strength to forgive. I want to, I say, but I can't talk to her. Your situation is different, Mattie nods. It feels very different when the person you're trying to forgive is no longer with us. You're not doing it to repair the relationship because they've gone, but I think you still need to go through that process. Have you considered getting some grief counselling? I think of Sylvia, the bereavement counsellor we met when we stayed with her in October half-term. She gave me her number in case I ever wanted to talk. Maybe. I've always resisted the idea, but it's starting to sound like this is something I need to deal with. I don't want to start my marriage still dragging around the worst of the baggage from my past. Then it strikes me. There's someone else I can contact to start dealing with the pain of my mum's death. Are you ready to go back in? Mattie asks, assessing me in concern. Nearly, I say. I just need to send a message. It's time to reply to Aunt Chevy.